In 1979, seeing hundreds of people discharged from mental institutions and living on the streets of Philadelphia, a volunteer group, which was to become Bethesda Project, opened a house to serve 10 women. In 1984, we opened several shelters for homeless men. Bethesda Project has since grown to provide a continuum of care, focusing on emergency shelters, permanent housing, and supportive services. With the image of a caring family as our model, we find our greatest strength is in building long-term, trusting relationships with the most vulnerable among the homeless. Our objective is to invite the abandoned poor into our Bethesda communities in order to recover from the trauma of being homeless. This work is costly, and we are always seeking additional funding to improve and maintain our existing facilities and provide increased social services. We are very hopeful about our future with the development of a new strategic plan to guide us through the next 5 to 10 years. Our goals are increasing our footprint in the community, diversifying our funding strategies, and developing new partnerships in this mission. We are working toward the creation of a new combined model of housing and services that will serve the most vulnerable and has the potential to be replicated. Our staff has a deep understanding that recovery from homelessness is different for every individual and diverse services must be provided. Bethesda Project has the unique ability to develop healthy, almost familial relationships that impact every aspect of our residents' lives. This is done through the help of our staff, our many volunteers, and our community partners who work tirelessly to make Bethesda Project a large family and home to our residents. We are most effective at building strong relationships, especially with the homeless. This highly vulnerable population holds Bethesda Project with highest regards. In addition, we have leveraged strong partnerships with community allies, including sister housing providers, church groups, local businesses, foundations, and neighbors. We are also effective at keeping expenses low while providing a high quality of service to the housing residents and shelter guests we serve. 90 cents out of every dollar raised goes back to supporting our residents. Recognizing that success is unique to each person, we rely on individual outcomes to measure success. These outcomes sometimes take the form of anecdotal stories that we can share with our supporters, and other times we quantify success based on movement through our housing continuum. Bethesda Project collects and stores resident information, goals, and outcomes in a customized database system. This data helps us to track and record outcomes, measure the progress of residents over time, and produce reports to benchmark success. These reports are used to report to our private and government funders, as well as guide our own best practices. Bethesda Project's mission, to be family with those who have none, extends beyond the work we do with the people we serve. We are family to each other, our residents, our staff, and our volunteers. We established a community life program precisely to cultivate a sense of solidarity and family spirit, marked by interdependence and mutual support. This type of relationship is healing for all. Our volunteers maintain a positive rapport with our residents, cooking and serving meals, celebrating holidays, and assisting with facilities maintenance projects. Each year, volunteers complete more than 3,500 visits, totaling nearly 11,000 hours of service. We're proud of our accomplishments, evidenced not only by our growth, but by the high regard with which we're held, especially by the homeless themselves. We started as a volunteer group with just one house, and now we offer a full continuum of housing at over 12 different sites, serving over 2,000 men and women each year. Our staff compassionately engages residents to help them reach their highest potentials. At each of our sites, social service staff works one-on-one with residents to create individual plans for success. Carrying out our mission is costly and, unfortunately, not always popular. Each year we work hard to raise the necessary funding to continue our ongoing programs, address facility needs, and hopefully develop new projects. We rely on the generosity of individuals, foundations, corporations, religious groups, and unpredictable government contracts. Funding will continue to be a challenge for us in fulfilling our mission. Another challenge is combating the negative stereotypes surrounding homelessness. Caring for the homeless, the forgotten members of our community, is not a priority for our society. Bethesda Project employs strategies like community outreach, engaging our city's leaders, using social media and communication with our supporters to educate about the needs of this marginalized population. There are so many whose needs remain unmet. With additional resources, Bethesda Project could just do more. We are eager to expand our programs and bring new housing units into our continuum, and ultimately increase Philadelphia's available housing for vulnerable community members. In addition, we have ongoing facility maintenance needs that are quite costly. And most importantly, we could implement new social service initiatives to enhance the level of care that we are able to provide. Bureaucratic complexities can be quite daunting for persons who may be disoriented or fearful. Because of this hard reality, the most vulnerable among the homeless population may actually choose to stay on the streets. Bethesda Project is working to develop a new housing model. We would combine an easy-access drop-in engagement center with respite beds and permanent supportive housing units. People seeking help will be able to find everything in one location with less stress and confusion. At this site, our staff will gently offer to connect them with services to meet their basic needs and develop a housing plan. We are committed to eliminating barriers to housing and reducing the loneliness and anxiety that accompanies homelessness.